Hi everyone, Mike here with Merch by Amazon March 2018 sales update. Let's get into the numbers right away. Last month was what I would consider an all right month. I definitely can't say that it was exceptional. It was, as you can see here, my third best month since I started selling through Merch by Amazon. I had a total of 124 shirts sold. This was after any returns or cancellations. Uh, Going back to November, as you can see, this is of course Q4 and December. There was a lot of throttling, but November 200 shirts sold. Then of course it went down. December, January started picking up. February was my second best month with 143 shirts. And then March was, like I said, the third best month. That's around the same time that I got tiered up to tier 2000. I I would say over the last, and again, we're as you can see, it's April 18th, but it's halfway through April, but because of the tier up, I really expected the numbers to, and again, this was in my own head, kind of explode. I really thought that the sales would pick up, but then Amazon started, changing some things behind the scenes with putting the wrinkle into their shirts because they want to prevent all the duplicates and copycats. So I guess there's a lot of positive things that are going on. Uh, but anyways, going back to my sales. It's not where I expected. So I started actually looking at some of these numbers. Uh, again, my personality is I'm extremely optimistic, so I this doesn't actually discourage me or anything like that. But I still want to know, what is going on? Is it simply that my designs are, so terrible that I'm doing, five, six sales a day, sometimes, one or two. This is something that in previous months never used to happen when I was in lower tiers. And I just couldn't figure it out. So anyways, I started looking at some of my keywords. I started looking at, my titles. I started introducing more brand names where I used to put everything under one. Now I'm kind of uh, customizing them, I guess, and being very specific with the theme of the shirt. Uh, but and this next this here information will show more of that. When I really got down to the information that I was looking for, you can see here these are all the sales for for the month of March. This screen and this one over here. As you can tell, most of my products that are selling are t-shirts. Now, why is this important? It is important because ever since they introduced long sleeve shirts, I've been uh, posting products in all the categories. That means standard t-shirts, premium t-shirts, long sleeve sweatshirts, and then hoodies. Now, I would say 97% of my sales are standard and premium t-shirts, almost zero long sleeves and uh, sweatshirts. I mean, there are one or two, but again, one of two out of over 100, almost 150, and a few hoodies. And for example, let's go through this screen here. So as you can see, most of the product type are, I mean, all t-shirts. We have all different kinds of quantities and revenue, royalties, all that kind of stuff. But here's one sweatshirt, couple of hoodies, and let's go on to the next screen. And again, this is only two screens that I could fit onto this uh, slideshow. But even as I went further in my results, uh, this was the trend. It was all standard t-shirts and premium. So another hoodie over here, and as you can see, zero long sleeve shirts and I think there was one or maybe two sweatshirts. Again, just going back to my point, what does that mean? That means that I have close to 1,000 products live that are not selling at all. So what I was thinking, I was like, what is the point here? What can I actually learn from here? So I'm gonna treat that as my trial. And the conclusion is, unless or until I get into even higher tiers, I am really going to start concentrating on t-shirts. Again, I have some designs that work really well on hoodies, and hoodies seem like they do sell. I, sometimes, but zero long sleeve shirts and two sweatshirts. Now that is a big problem for me. Anyways, after reviewing all this information, I really said to myself, something has to change because sales compared to the tier that I'm in are terrible. Now, again, keep in mind, I'm not advertising any shirts. I don't have any ads running. I do very little social media promotion. So I would say, only some of these shirts are maybe on Pinterest, uh, definitely not on Facebook, not on Twitter. So there's a lot of that side still that I'm lacking, that I'm not doing. Uh, but shirts on their own, I mean, none of them are selling. Long sleeves and the sweatshirts. Let's see what else I prepared here. Just a quick review of some of my sales, and these are sales from when I started. And I'll go back to my original slide. Now you can see here, March, April, May. This is my, I think, tier 10 or tier 25, and then it started going up. But the reason I'm going back to this screen over here is there's just something that gives me a bit of motivation to see all these zeros. And again, this goes back to I think 2015 when merch actually started. But my earnings before taxes just a year ago were 20 bucks. Now, I'm definitely not just averaging, but my last 4 months at least have been, over 400 bucks, and then Q4 I had 5, 6, here's 7. So but my point is that in a year this is what has happened. This to me is huge. So my March 2018 estimated earnings, $455.56, compared to 20 bucks last year, this time of this exact time of the year. Right now, I wanted to throw this slide in just to go over some of these numbers. Again, some of you, I'm sure, have noticed that they've again doubled the daily submission limit. So for tier 2000, it's gone from 100 a day to 200 new submissions a day. And again, because I don't have any available slots, I never reach this. But I am constantly saving shirts in draft, and and this I always keep it at 2000. So any day that shirts are taken down for uh, no sales, or after 90 days they take them down, I submit new ones. So I have been on top of this every single day. Uh, Again, after going over the numbers, I have close to 1,000 products that do not sell. So going forward, all of these replacements will be t-shirts and some hoodies. And again, I'll be very specific with which designs I actually uh, put on a hoodie. And then the last thing before I wrap this up, I wanted to mention this. This was actually my first slide that I did of the total sales was on the 18th, which was 86. But today, when I'm completing this presentation, it's uh, it's the 25th. So this news actually came out yesterday, and Amazon has announced that they will actually be deducting royalties for return products, and this will be starting May 1st, which is only a couple of days. People love this about Amazon, where if you sold a shirt somebody returned it for whatever reason, Amazon would cover that cost, not anymore. So this makes a lot of sense. I definitely don't have any problems with this, uh, but this just makes sense from a business side, and also I think this is also a good sign because not only did they introduce wrinkles in shirts to prevent copycats, uh, now they're introducing this policy where you're responsible for your own returns, at least the cost. So merch is really turning into a legitimate business. This isn't something anymore that people can consider uh, passive income. Of course, you could if that's what you intend to do with it. But I'm saying uh, this is still, very early stages of any business. That this started only 2 years ago. So I'm very optimistic about merch again. Even though my sales are definitely not fantastic, I am still happy with everything that's going on. Uh, and that's basically the lesson learned is for my designs, those styles of shirts do not work. To recap, for the month of March, 124 sales for the total uh, profit or $455.56. So again, definitely no complaints. I hope everyone else is doing great. Uh, I'm gonna keep on selling. I'm gonna keep uploading. Stay strong, because I've talked to a few people. I've received some messages. Uh, Also read some threads on Reddit and other discussion boards where people are losing uh, confidence. They're kind of they're saying, "Oh, I'm done with merch." Don't listen to anyone that says anything else. That this should be easier. That your sales compared to someone else should be a lot better because you're in a certain tier. Do not worry about any of that. Test things out, play around with things. Just because someone else is making crazy sales, that doesn't mean that they're not advertising, that they're not pumping money into something else. So just keep working hard and you will see results. Anyways, I'm going to keep doing these updates. I hope it helps everybody. Leave me some feedback. Let's see how you guys are doing. I've heard some great things from other people, especially in lower tiers. The advice that I have for lower tiers is hang in there. I remember I started at tier 10, and that was only a year ago. And this is a whole different ball game. There's a lot more opportunity at this level, and I'm just gonna keep growing this business. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.